Now, moving from humiliation and exclusion to participation, ending poverty in all its forms. That's the theme of ending the poverty. Now let's take this again, moving from humiliation and exclusion to participation, ending poverty in all its forms. That's the theme and focus for this year's observation of World Poverty Eradication Day, a day set aside to promote awareness of the need to eradicate poverty and hardship across the globe. The United Nations measures extreme poverty as people living on less than $1.25 daily. Presently, less than 5 cities in Ghana. The reduction of extreme poverty in Ghana is largely concentrated in 7 of the 10 regions. Poverty is still very much endemic in the rural areas and the 3 regions of the north, Upper East, Upper West, and the Northern region. I'm joined in the studio now by Vitus Inamuna, an executive associate to the CEO of the Savannah Accelerated Development Authority, SADA. Developed a new poverty eradication program for the 3 regions of the north. But some people who live in these areas are still considered to be living in extreme poverty. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for being here.
Great. So what are you doing now?
First of all, I would like to just mention what SADA's mandate is. First of all, SADA was established by the Savannah Accelerated Development Authority Act 2010 Act 805 to do one main thing, which is to provide a framework for the comprehensive and long-term development of the Savannah zone. In doing this, we are tasked to do 3 main things. First is to provide strategic planning to government as part of the National Development Plan, and 2, to mobilize resources, both human, financial, and other resources, to implement this plan. And then 3rd, to coordinate existing and future interventions.
And have you been able to do all of these you're talking
exactly.
about?
Exactly. SADA is relatively a young institution, formed in 2010. The first SADA has took some steps to eradicate poverty. As you have mentioned in your introduction, poverty is still a big issue in Ghana, and that's why moving from the Millennium Development Goals, the UN has emphasized on poverty reduction in the Sustainable Development Goals. And it's actually a fundamental and basic goal of the UN. That's why it appears as number 1. That is the number 1 goal.
So if SADA has been able to do all of these, how come poverty is still endemic in the 3 regions of the north?
It is still endemic because the gap of poverty in the north is very deep. So it has to gradually, and that's why SADA is created to accelerate the pace at which this poverty has to be eradicated. So you see that there's accelerated in the name of SADA, so that we do not solve the poverty situation in the country at a national pace, but at a very fast pace.
But at least you expect that if it was very wide and you're talking about gradually dealing with it, at least it should be closing gradually. But from the look of things, people are still poor.
A lot of things have been done since 2010. As I said, 2010 is quite relatively a short period. And the first SADA took an approach, which was a direct approach. For example, directly intervening in providing the popular afforestation project. We dealt with 2 things: 1, to provide jobs, and 2, to protect the environment. As you will know, the Savannah zone is mainly an agrarian area. So to protect the environment, to encourage agriculture to go on, is one of the key things that the first SADA took on. Second was to provide tricycles for agricultural farmers, agricultural stakeholders, so that they could enhance their farming.
So first, with employment, how many people have these programs been able to employ?
Considerably many, especially the indirect employment. For example, if a family has a tricycle, it impacts on the whole family. Their transportation to farm, their ability to extend their farms, the ability to carry farm products to the market have all been impacted upon. So there's a large population that has been impacted. But going forward, the new SADA since 2014 has taken 2 approaches. whilst continuing the direct approach, we have taken an approach which we call the indirect but more impactful approach.
So with this, what percentage of poverty would you say SADA has been able to eradicate within these periods that you talk about?
Well, the Ghana Living Standard Survey, the next one is being conducted at the moment, so maybe we should be patient to wait for the results.
But at
so
least what we have.
So we can compare from 2012, 2013, we said that the poverty situation in the zone had declined from about 64% to about 55%. So we'll be curious to find out from 55% how much has the poverty been reduced since SADA has been brought into existence.
To wrap up this conversation, what do you think is the most significant achievement, briefly, that SADA has been able to do that stands out among all the things you've spoken about?
The most significant thing we've done now is our Agric Master Plan. We have conducted and researched into detail over 25 crops of the zone. We have done a detailed study of the soil profile of the whole zone. We have done a suitability study to find out which crops are suitable in which particular zone, and then how they are productive both under rain-fed conditions and under normal irrigation conditions. So we've done an extensive study of the zone to understand its competitive and comparative advantages. Apart from the Agric Master Plan, we have done a general master plan which looks at the industrialization of the zone. We want to move from raw material production into industrialization. That is where the jobs will come in large numbers.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for joining us. And he is with, Vitus is with SADA. You're still here on News Desk on Joy News on Multi TV.